Day 9. Ruth chapter 3, verses 3 and 4. Message version. Take a bath. Put on some perfume. Get all dressed up and go to the threshing floor. But don't let him know you're there until the party is well underway and he has had plenty of food and drink. When you see him slipping off to sleep, watch where he lies down and then go there. Lie at his feet and let him know that you are available to him for marriage. Then wait and see what he says. He'll tell you what to do. The powerful woman is intentional. She's a go-getter. The threshing floor at that time was an open-air setting where harvested sheaves were delivered. The men often remained there after a long day of work, eating and drinking, and staying the night to guard the grain. Naomi's plan for Ruth to visit Boaz secretly in the night was very, very unorthodox. Even in this time, quite unorthodox, not talk of that time. Ruth was obviously putting herself and Naomi at great risk in many ways. And you may be here listening to me and you feel like you've put yourself out there, you've taken a huge risk and a gamble, and you have nothing to show for it. But take a look at Ruth. She had all to lose. She had her pride. She had her reputation. She had everything to lose. But she went for it. And she went all in. Similar to Esther, our second leading lady, who said, if I perish, I perish. Maybe you need to start all over with, Lord, I believe your word. Maybe you went all out on a word that you heard. You need to go back and say to the Lord, Lord, I believe your word. Lord, I believe your word. In the midst of all the uncertainties, in the midst of how it looked or how it played out, I still believe your word. If someone needs to say, Lord, I still believe your word. It is your word that I believe. Another person needs to say, Lord, I agree with your word. Ruth and Esther were in agreement with the words that they heard and moved in obedience and without question, without delay. I agree with your word, O Lord. If you have said it, I believe it. And I stand on this word. And I see a performance of your word in my life. Yes, there is a swift performance. Your word is alive in me. Your word is alive. Your word is alive. And I believe it. I believe your word. I see a performance of your word in my life. I see a performance. I see your word become flesh. Lord, I believe your word. I believe your word. Your word is powerful. Oh, your word is powerful and it is true, and I believe it. Your word is powerful and I am powerful.